introduce Mr. Shirish Kulkarni. Mr. Kulkarni is the founder and managing director of STROTA ConsulTech Private Limited, as well as a lead analyst at ISG. With expertise in business innovation and technology, he excels at connecting ideas, challenging conventions, and driving change from concept to reality. Over the past decade, he has shared entrepreneurial insights to enhance small and medium businesses. Mr. Kulkarni's extensive experience spans consultancy, innovation, R&D, customer management, and product development. He has been instrumental in advancing global manufacturing excellence and collaborating with research firms like Gartner and Forrester. So today, Mr. Kulkarni will set the context of the webinar by sharing his overview on trends in machine vision. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Shirish Kulkarni.
Thank you, Darshana. It is a great pleasure to be on this forum and sharing my insights about this. So thanks to you, Gopal Krishna, OEM update for this opportunity. I'll share my screen so that we can start rolling. Right. Today we are going to talk about the digital intervention part. The story is about digital intervention and machine vision, which is an integrated part of how this digital intervention happens, the transformation happens, is going to be put forward. So I would be giving a perspective of the current state, give an overview of where it is heading, where it is originated. Maybe we can look at some of the definition parts and get into what are the use cases in couple of verticals. We can look at manufacturing, healthcare, pharma, that for that matter. We have guest speakers who are going to focus on elements of that moving forward. Mr. Safal is going to be focusing more on packaging aspect where machine vision is leveraged, while Alok is going to focus more on aspects of how data is important and machine vision data is critical. So let's set some context. There are a couple of slides about me, and Darshana has done, a nice introduction so that I don't need to get into the details. So this is my profile. This is what I have been contributing, always eager and enthusiastic about sharing about my viewpoints. This slide is critical in the way that the machine vision becomes an integrated part of Industry 4.0, which is a standard existing for last more than 15 years, and the industry is definitely rolling onto it in the form of various implementation. Could be terms that smart manufacturing, IIoT, or whatever it is. There is one paper which is available on LinkedIn, and where you can refer that. There is one more dimension where Industry 5.0 comes into the picture, which is the next generation of 4.0. And you have a paper. You can leverage technology by just scanning it, the code that you have here, QR code, and you can check whether you can get to that. Now, coming to the basics of what machine vision is, it's about vision, right? I mean, human has been having vision, and we are able to see through our eyes. Similarly, machine vision is about having eyes to the virtual system that we are talking about. We are going to leverage vision for the purpose of acquiring data, analyzing it, understanding, making some meaning out of it, and actually giving some realistic dimension to the data that we have acquired, and translating that into some decision making, which is eventually putting some contextual meaning to that, and building out a factual contextual action out of it as the vision system can progress. And we have been actually leveraging machine vision for quite a while. If you look at systems which are robotic systems, if we take an example in manufacturing of automated guided vehicles, where vehicles get guided by their vision, by looking at the road that they have been created with a small kind of a strip, where this AGV, automated guided vehicle, is always looking and building that kind of a road for itself, so that it looks like it is auto guided, but it is indeed guided by a visual sense that has been there. And in fact, it is as old as around 30 plus years, and it's been in actually action for a while. So we are looking at getting outcome of machine vision is definitely looking at quality, efficiency, and operations in the operations is what is the focus that you will see. Moving forward, as we take to the next level, let's look at, where machine vision is. If at all, we have to look at a kind of a hype cycle, which actually Gartner publishes every 6 months to 1 year, which actually this graph actually shows the technologies which are rising, technologies where actually there are a huge amount of research and potential that is happening. So the dark blue colored balls, you will see that for specific technology which will last longer, more than 5 to 10 years, while the light blue ones are going to last for 2 to 5 years. And if you've seen that, computer vision as such is actually on the path where it is going to get diminution. But the key to success is definitely machine vision is a part and parcel of most of these elements that are actually rising. So, and this is as latest or as old as 2023, so pretty latest. All these artificial intelligence elements that you will see about smart robots, and we will see some examples of robots where they are able to see, they are able to interact with the environment, they are able to comprehend, they are able to also get to the level where they are understanding emotions based on what they look. You talk about AI simulation, virtual reality, augmented reality are the aspects where you will see strongly machine vision is embedded. So machine vision, though we are looking at it as a separate subject, it is no more a subject which is actually separate, but it is deeply entrenched into artificial intelligence, machine learning, and you will know more about it when our next speaker Alok will speak about the data which is relevant into this. Moving forward, if we look at overall way that vision-based AI systems are structured, you will see an element on the left-hand side where you have reality of events happening in the world, like physical world that is showing something happening, maybe a fire hazard, maybe something actually making some noise. Maybe there are certain things where some quality defect is getting created. Maybe there is something which is a failure for a particular machine that is having, and you will have a visual sensor, could be of various types, could be a camera, could be any kind of data acquisition system where your visual input is getting taken and interpreted further by the boxes that you have in between. Where pre-processing image analysis, we'll not get into the detail, but looking at overall view of physical system, getting that signal of virtual data, getting this pre and post processing, and then you will have a lot of internal algorithms like normalization, resizing, cropping, which is extremely complex kind of an algorithm, which eventually result into certain things, which is on the pink, the right hand side bottom, where you talk about any computational intelligence, meaning of what this image is all about. What is this event about? Is it a fire alarm? Is it something that you need to take some action on? Is it something that you have to call some alert? Is it something that you have to stop something as a particular conveyor system getting it? So this is the way that vision system gets integrated into larger AI systems. Moving forward, what is this machine vision actually getting applied in the form of some very high level of outcomes that are expected for applications? It would be material inspection, for example. If you get a lot of material, it could be ore that you are actually digging out from earth, and you want to actually find out whether that is actually coming in a right way, where it has got a right luminance, it has got a right structure, it has got the size of elements. It could be material which actually could be semi-finished material that you have on the material line, and we will have Mr. Safal to talk more about how inline packaging type of application gets a vision, which is very critical. It could be also on a matter of measurements that you do. Object recognition, whether talking in nature, if you actually give input of various types of animals and let this machine vision capture it and identify whether this is a dog or a cat or a horse, or how much of percentage that you would eventually get there. Pattern recognition, any kind of a curve that you have could be analyzed. So these are typically some application, very high level application that you would have machine vision getting utilized. If you look at the trend in which market for machine vision is growing, it is definitely 2.6 billion in 2023. And you will see that it is growing at a considerable good rate, 11.7, and you will see some references 8 to 7% also CAGR. And it is indeed going to show a lot of promise. You would have it, segmented into PC based or smart camera based kind of vision that gets divided. But indeed, this market is growing. There is a potential, and I would say, if you see some next chart where a lot of company and a lot of buzz is there about machine vision, it is indeed because of there is huge amount of traction to this. Now, this shows a CAGR of around 8% into machine vision specific market. This is 2022 focus, and definitely key elements into the way that the camera technology is advancing. You have mirrorless cameras, you have artificial intelligence getting into ML, more of large language models getting happen, chipset in where you will have in memory computing, all these elements where you are collecting a lot of data require a huge amount of machine power to analyze that data. In center, you have who's who companies like Canon, Sony, Nvidia, Intel, and you will see Cognex also. Cognex, who are the company who has organized this. So I think Cognex has been very, very wisely placed into this forum. And on the right hand side, you will see that upcoming application where you talk about flaw detection, anything like a crack happening, and you are able to get that captured. Machine vision definitely has a lot of implication and applications into quality assurance, quality checking. You would be able to use it for process and operation optimization. You talk about autonomous car driving, getting into the reality where it is moving on the road. All that is because that various sensors, visual sensors are acquiring data about certain things that are likely to be forecasted in the form of obstacles, in the form of darkness, in the form of anything that actually you need to steer that vehicle or brake the vehicle. Autonomous driving is key to success as a use case. You would have certain things which have to be, as they move on the conveyor, on the right size. Suppose you have a product like a biscuit or a rectangular piece of food, and you want to actually check that it is indeed a rectangle of that particular size. We are able to leverage machine vision as a use case where anything which is not appropriate will be rejected. Movement analysis, we will see actually how vision gets captured for a hologram effect where human body can get replicated in the form of a virtual image there. So these are definitely aspects where the applications focus is concerned. As we move forward, we started with the notion that machine vision is not independent, but critically machine vision is already getting entrenched into deep learning and AI as the paradigm moving forward. If we see that, earlier, if we look at the way that the machine vision was rule-based, where yes and no, or some kind of a defined logic would result into a decision by machine vision. While you will see as into AI-based machine vision, where there are data which actually you make your AI system more and more learned about the ecosystem, and your decision making becomes more and more accurate, and non-qualifiable characteristics are definitely identified. While deep learning is the next stage where you would have a more deeper understanding of neural networks, where you would model the behaviors in the ecosystem in the form of neural networks. The way that our brain works, that is getting replicated. So you would see that, machine vision, it's transitioning towards enabling kind of an external brain that you have for making these systems like a robot, like a conveyor belt, like an automated system, like an automated vehicle, to be more intelligent, to be able to get that visual sense, to be able to observe things inside the ecosystem, the environment that you are in, and try to interpret areas in which the machine has to actually respond to anything which is a change. There are machine vision to the level of accuracy of any pixel, the way that, bird in the sky actually looks at any difference in the pixel to identify any movement on the ground. Likewise, you'll have machine vision, which is actually currently able to recognize any kind of a pixel getting lighter, eventually be able to identify any movement moving forward. So moving actually focused on manufacturing as a sector and maybe getting deep dive into auto sector. We've already looked at autonomous driving as an element in auto sector. Machine vision definitely is where you can leverage it for identifying, measuring, gauging, and also examining various aspects of automotive components. Industrial camera, which are actually capable of taking the kind of a drastic environment that you have to acquire the data in the form of any kind of assembly procedure, guidance to the assembly procedure, anything which is actually getting wrongly fitted could be highlighted. Anything which is actually having parameters of process going beyond a limit, say a furnace having a temperature which is higher than it should be, those are the elements that actually we see. So a lot of elements of applications and use cases in auto sector will move forward. This is just a highlight, will not get into more details, but point number 9, label, track, product, point number 8, inventory management, where you will have a stack of products and you need to identify, at a glance of this machine vision, we are able to get, how many what is the stack of this, what is the kind of gap. If you want to actually improve the packaging efficiency, can we do that? Barcode reading is nothing, 07 is barcode reading, nothing great, but you will see that application across. Scrap management is the key to success, where, you can add to your bottom line by reducing the scrap amount of material which is going to go and going to be created as a waste is important to be controlled, and hence machine vision could be used. The 02, which is predictive maintenance. I think this is very well known application, pretty established, where you are able to get elements of things going wrong with a machine or sets of processes, and you need to have a predictive way that you want to actually, suppose you are measuring aspects of how vibrations are increasing in a particular bearing. You are able to get that out, and visually you are able to get that, whether this is beyond a particular threshold, and you get into action for that. 11 number is Industry 4.0 application of robotics, and we'll see more examples of that. Moving forward, some of elements across the industry, you see a lot of influence into healthcare imaging, where AI is coming to picture and early detection of diseases is happening. We have seen the autonomous vehicle as a use case. Augmented reality, we'll see more details about hologram, how we are able to leverage augmented reality. It's called as Gemba in Japanese, where we are able to actually be present in remotely where things are happening and matter that taking our decisions based on facts. Moving forward, image and video synthesis key to success, and I believe Alok would shed more light on the data, image, video, and how that data matters. Robotics, we'll see some examples where empowering these machines to be having enhanced perception, dexterity, and adaptability is a key to success. So this is an example.
And we brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm going to put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to the special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect holograph. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally holding my hologram, so natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up.
現実キャプチャ技術を使用し、私のホログラムを作成しています。日本語からフランス
To get the speech into Japanese, and finally applied neural text-to-speech technology so it sounded exactly like me, just speaking Japanese. Now we.
So I will jump now, and I will close my session. These are faces, eyes of robots, where it is definitely machine vision becomes a robot's vision. The next slides are about how vision is enabling this.
Settled into this league, John.
If Ping Pong added robots to their league.
How the robots are getting capable. Vision is embedded within that. So with this notion, what I would do is I'll stop here, and the summary definitely is that this is definitely the thing which is happening, and we should leverage the technology as we move forward, setting this context. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for setting the stage for the webinar.